Welcome to the May 26, 2020 Village of Richfield Springs Board of Trustees meeting. We are currently waiting for one member to arrive so that we have a quorum. So we'll give him a few minutes before we get going. I could probably
Two members.
Say that again?
Two members.
Two members, right. Okay. Trustee Putnam will be dialing in via email, I believe. I hope.
Me too.
So in the meantime, we will have a property maintenance report. We have requests of the water board, 2 requests of the water sewer board we will take up. And hopefully we will execute the property tax warrant and warrant resolution. Brackets. I see Trustee Putnam.
Hello.
Hello, welcome. You're dialing in by phone then?
Yes.
Okay. For the next meeting, which we're likely to have on at this venue as well, you can set up your email on that phone and just come right in by email and have your picture here with the rest of us.
Yeah, it's all right. You guys know what I look like.
All right, as long as you know that's an option. Sometimes it's easier to see things,
Right.
Sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
All right, we are awaiting Trustee Van Riper. He said he'd be a few minutes late. He's at work.
Yeah. A little warm today.
A little.
set,
I'm liking that.
set a record.
Did we?
Yep, 91 degrees.
Wow. You'll never hear me say it's too warm.
Me either.
And 70s is good. 90s is blah.
Hey, where I'm going, it's gonna be 130 to 140. So.
Yeah.
You
I've
win.
been there because I used to work on the county highway, and when you got hot pavement under you and it's 95 degrees out, you're cooking both ways.
Luke is in.
All right. Trustee Van Riper, welcome. Thank you for making our quorum.
Hey,
Are we ready to go? We can make this short and sweet, probably.
It'd be good.
Are you all set? Trustee Van Riper, are you still there?
We need to do this with masks on, you know. Different setting, I'm telling you.
We will soon.
Everybody hear me or no?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay,
You ready? Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, thank you. Dale, would you call the roll, please?
All right, Trustee Putnam.
Here.
Trustee Van Riper.
Yes.
Trustee Walshipski. And Mayor Mosher.
Here, thank you. Let's begin with the property maintenance report.
Really
Officer
nothing,
Roberts.
really nothing to report as of right now. Notices are gonna start going out. I've been using mostly phone communications to talk to people. There is a couple notices written right now that I've been kind of holding off onto, but they will be going out. It's that time of year where usually I give the benefit of doubt, but now we're heading to the last week in May. It's time. So
All right, then. You'll let us know when things start rolling.
yep.
All right. The next convening we will do is bring the water sewer board to order. We have two water sewer issues we want to take care of tonight. They should just take a few minutes. They're very easy. 159 West Main Street would like the water sewer line fees discontinued for their property. The reason they are not is that we were never notified that the house was demolished. We've since been notified that they demolished the house without getting a permit from the county. That satisfies what we need to cover ourselves. So if the board has no objection, I would ask that we have those line fees discontinued until sometime when a structure is replaced. Does anybody have any objection or question as to why we've done it this way?
I have no problem with it.
Okay. Trustee Putnam?
I'm all for it.
All right. Then we can, Dale, you can just take care of those. Just turn the water
With a motion,
line fees off. What else do you need from us?
a motion.
A motion. Okay, then a motion then please to discontinue the water sewer line fees on 59 West Main Street because there's no longer a building there.
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
And a vote.
Trustee Putnam?
Yes.
Trustee Van Riper?
Yes.
Mayor Moser?
Yes, thank you. The second issue with regard to water sewer. Is everybody current with the email string from former trustee Peyton Carter?
Yes.
Trustee Putnam?
Yeah, I read what the last one here.
Okay.
Some of it anyway.
What are your thoughts as to his request? He, just for the sake of explaining to everybody who doesn't know, and probably most people don't, had a water leak and it coincided with our re-levy. So he did not get his written request in to have the water, the forgiveness, one of the forgiveness options. Automatically went right to the re-levy. Now it's part of his tax bill, and he is arguing that should never have gone that far, that he should have had the opportunity to pay the debt rather than send it to the county. I would point out, though, that he was already in arrears at the time of the second billing, at the time of the billing that put him that with the water sewer break.
Well, when was this leak supposedly going on? What? Because I see February, March, April.
Yeah, Dale, would you
It was
know
the end of,
dates?
it was of March.
So part of
This was in March.
the biggest
Yep,
part of it
March.
was for the March billing, and then a little bit went over into the April billing. But he was in arrears in February. He called, tried to get it straightened out, but he never completed his end of the written request in time.
May I also add one thing that I don't think the rest of the board is aware of? Perhaps because it was late just now. The one thing that was omitted from Peyton's emails was that he did notify this office on the 7th, at which case our meeting was changed from the regular meeting on the 14th to the 9th. And I explained that to him and that he needed to try to get that into me by that meeting. He said he wasn't sure if he could, but he would try. I just wanted to point that out because that was not missing from all of the correspondences prior to him just stating the April 22nd date. That's all.
The long and short of it is he didn't get his request in time. He didn't get his request in, let alone in time. And being the time of year it was, he had forewarning that the water bills would be re-levied if they were unpaid. Now, the question he's asking is that, or the request he's making rather, is that we make him whole somehow or another. Whether it be to give him a credit on his next bills, which probably would still not satisfy the entire debt, or pay him back. Part of the problem lies in the fact that we believed he was still serving on our board at this time, and our communications went out through his email as a trustee. Part of his email response is to tell us that no, the court removed him because of some arrangement at a court incident. And he doesn't go into detail with that, but he refuses apparently to submit a formal resignation, saying that the court resigned him regardless of any action he takes. I don't know that to be true or not. That's another issue we'll take up after we decide whether or not we want to go ahead and set a new precedent and refund him the money that almost, how much does it amount to, Dale?
I think 922.
$922 was re-levied. And then he has
March
a
was
$241
$922.68.
bill, right?
Correct.
Is that eligible for forgiveness?
The part that did not get re-levied, yes.
Correct, okay.
He quoted, I believe, in the email that he was under the assumption that both months were a viable option for the relief, I think.
We don't have control over the first month. The first month went to the county.
It's levied, right? And
Yeah.
There's no way for us to get that back, even if we wanted to, is there?
I don't believe it. And to make a provision by giving him our operating cash for that,
Right.
I'm afraid would set an ugly precedent.
Right. But he I think in his email, he was under the presumption that we'd be able to get that back from the county.
Sounds like he thinks somebody should be able to take care of it.
Right. And I don't know if, like I said, I didn't think that was even possible, but
Well,
that was
No,
the
it's already on.
presumption he was under in his email, I think.
the county is a higher authority than we are, so their laws trump ours.
Right.
He's arguing that our law does not get trumped by the county re-levy.
I thought it did.
Everybody's got a boss.
Well, right. But,
You know, I mean, the county's got the state to tell them.
so what's the answer here? Do we refund the money?
We
was
can at
given-
least do forgiveness on the April billing cycle, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
If
Do
he
you
get-
think
if-
that would satisfy
Can we
him?
give him like a half back for March?
How could we do that?
No, it's already on the tax bill. It's already been transmitted. I have the bills here.
We would have to make a special exception to our laws to pay back from our water sewer funds. Part of the problem is he was given notice that we had meetings and that he could submit. He actually, what's the date that bills had to be paid, Dale? 20th?
The 20th. And it
we
was
had
put on 2 consecutive bills.
And we had a meeting on the 21st, but he was still advised that if he got his request in for the 21st, we had a meeting on the 21st, we could present it to the board.
Did he eventually submit the request before the end of March or no?
No, he didn't submit it until the 22nd of April.
Okay. So I don't see the need to forgive the March bill at all or make an amendment there. You know, everybody knows that the taxes get levied in that month. And I mean, he did make the point where we should add that in our forgiveness policy for going forward. State that if you're late in March or if you want to apply for forgiveness, then it has to be in earlier for that month than the rest, because if not, then it'll go to get re-levied. I think we should add that in the future, but I think right now, there's no way to if he didn't submit in writing a form to get the forgiveness and for March before the deadline, then that's kind of on him.
Yeah, because if he wasn't on top of it to, get a hold of us at a meeting or prior to a meeting.
All right. All
But
right, then.
I do believe the April one we could get forgiven for.
If he submits paperwork.
Yeah.
If he submits the request, we can forgive that, the respective portion of it.
Yeah.
And I mean, would we be able to advise him that if he would like to pursue it further, then he can go to the county or write to the county or something? And try to
I wouldn't, I don't know if I would offer that kind of advice.
Okay.
So you want me to take care of that then? I'll write a letter.
I mean, as long as we're all in agreement, I don't see a way that we could use operating money to refund him, especially if he didn't submit the paperwork in time.
Okay.
I like that policy change thing, though.
All right, so
Yeah.
something good comes out of it.
Yeah.
All right,
Just
Dan,
to
would you-
clarify in the future so that this never happens again.
right.
I
Dan,
mean,
would you work on
then
that wording?
Yes, I will.
Thank you. We'll see that next meeting. And then we can adopt that policy next meeting, or that amendment. All right, then. We're all agreed here. Can somebody tell me who HUG is?
I
That's
think it's
me.
Harriet.
Oh, okay.
Is there
I lost your phone number. Okay. Your phone number was attached to it. It's not anymore. Okay, thanks.
So you're
I
a
like
hug.
that. You got to watch out.
She's a hug over the
Yeah. All right. Now that we've settled the water sewer issue, that brings me on to the next part of that, and that is the presumed resignation of Trustee Carter. He's not going to give us a letter like we need. We've been advised to get a letter. It's getting increasingly difficult. And by the way, I should give a shout out to Trustee Walshipsky and hope she's feeling better tonight. She's not with us because she's ill. We were very close to not having a quorum tonight. Trustee Carter will not give us a resignation. Can we presume from the email strings that he's given us that he is resigned? Does anybody believe we can't?
Well, as soon as I see it says the county informed me in January that I could not fulfill my term as a trustee, I would consider that he is resigned.
Yeah, and the county would not
January.
give us, the county is not responsible to inform us.
No.
I can't imagine they know every person on every single board and they make those informationals.
Right.
If that's the case, is anybody opposed to my filling the position? We have a ballot that was supposed to have been voted on in March and then in April and now in September. There is one person looking to fill that seat. That's Warren Leonard. Would it be, would there be opposition to my asking him if he would like to start early and fill that position, the carryover in office position? He's already agreed to do it, but we didn't think we could.
Can we do
But
that
now we can
legally?
because we have resignation from Trustee Carter.
I'm asking what your thoughts are on that. We do not have a formal resignation. He will not give us one. He's been asked to give us one a couple of times. He doesn't want any more communication regarding that subject.
Well, then I would take that as a resignation and I would move forward.
We've been advised by NICOM legal that written resignation is preferred. Was that the language, Dale? Preferred or necessary?
Necessary if possible,
Okay.
but if they're not willing,
What about our lawyer? Could our lawyer send him a letter to
Actually, I haven't
have
even,
him resign? formally?
Problem with that is I know what she's working on for us and other places, and I'm not sure we could get it quickly enough. I don't know if she would weigh in differently than the other attorney. I can try. I'll be happy to do that. I don't want to get us in any kind of trouble or
Yeah,
have
'cause
anybody
I don't
follow
want
me
us
into trouble.
right. I don't want the state to come in and say, well, you guys did this completely out of whack here. You can't just,
Right.
and then get us all in deep doo-doo.
Well, I think it would be no more than a slap on the wrist and would void anything that we could have done.
Mm.
Well, by the same token, I worry every time we turn this computer on because I don't know if we're gonna get a quorum. And all it takes is one traffic delay or an illness. So let me look into that and for the next meeting, if it's possible.
We've been dealing with this for a long time now. A short light board, I guess, and I'm ready to move forward with it as long as you are. I think that's the right thing to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll have me check in with our attorney though?
Yes, I think
I
so.
would-
Just to double check.
All right, I'll get that rolling
Yeah.
tonight.
Cover our own butts.
Sure. All right, then I'll take care of that. Thank you. All right, all the hard stuff is done. We'll waive the reading of the minutes if that's all right and approve them from meeting of 5/12.
So moved.
Motion and a second.
Second.
And that's right, Van Riper. Vote?
And trustee Putnam,
Yes.
trustee Van Riper,
Yes.
and Mayor Mosher.
Yes. In your emails, you'll find the financials from our treasurer. And with that, I'll let the clerk get going on hers.
Abstract number 25, general fund, $7,571.66. Water fund, $1,463.64. Sewer, $6,972.47. Trust and agency, $82.64 for a total of $16,090.41.
And all but one of those vouchers is approved? Is audited?
Yes.
All right, I'll be in to audit that final one for, to reimburse trustee Putnam for his expenses for these meetings tomorrow. Other than that, may I have a motion, please, for the approval of abstract number 25?
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
And a vote?
Trustee Putnam,
Yes.
trustee Van Riper,
Yes.
Mayor Mosher.
Yes.
Okay, the property tax warrant, unfortunately, I do not have that because they failed to put the CD, Williamson Tax Software Program CD, in with my packet. We still need to do that. I just don't have the full amount of the warrant, but I will have it at the next meeting, but it does need to be signed prior to the end of this fiscal year. So we still need the resolution.
So that is Sunday, right? So I have to do it this week.
Well, no, we can still do it now. I just don't have the total in front of me.
I have to sign it, right? You have a ballpark amount? Do you remember about what it
Probably
was?
right last year.
Right around last year, so that was 72,000?
No, it was like 590 something. For the whole tax
Oh,
warrant?
for the entire, I'm sorry, for the tax warrant.
That's
I was
right.
thinking of re-levy.
Yeah.
I'm still in re-levy. Wait a minute, I can tell you that.
Oh, thank you.
$523,411. Get that? 523,411.
Awesome.
Okay? So you want to redo it with that number down?
Yep, I need to just get the resolution to authorize the mayor to execute the tax warrant.
Okay. Motion, please?
So moved.
And a second,
I'll second.
and a vote.
Trustee Putnam,
Yes. Yes.
trustee Van Riper,
Yes.
and Mayor Mosher.
Yes.
Okay, Okay, I had on the agenda about the Richfield Springs graduation banners, but they've canceled that because the brackets to display them on the light poles were too expensive. So that's been taken off the agenda. They're going
Okay.
to put them on, they think they're going to put them on the lawn of the school, which I think would be just as neat with that.
Yeah.
It would be a nice photo backdrop.
Okay, very nice.
And that's all I have.
Okay, how about our cemetery sexton? She out there tonight?
I am. All is peaceful, and thanks to the DPW for doing the best they can.
Yes.
People
they do.
appreciate it.
All right, good. That brings me to one more item before we get going through the old business, and that is the governor's phase 2 plan to reinstitute more and more of the opening for our state. Phase 2 would include clerical staff, and we have 2 clerical staff that were sent away, and I'm asking your permission to bring them back on Friday, the 29th. That would
Yay.
be, yeah, that would be Harriet Geiwitz and Martha, help me out, Dale.
Baker,
Thank
Martha,
you.
Mindy.
No,
no,
Martha.
Martha.
Craig, I think it is.
Thank you.
Sorry.
I have another Martha in my mind. I can't get it out. So if it's all right with you, I'll start bringing back our staff. Welcome them back with open arms, H. We'll see you on
Thank
Friday.
you.
All right.
Gladly.
Sounds good.
All right. The EFC program or project is fully underway. All the paperwork is getting straightened out as we speak, and their emails are, it's a flurry of emails all week long between our attorney and the contractor staff. So we're looking forward to that getting underway by the end of the year, I believe, at least ready to start in that next spring. No news on the raw water lines. I think that might be on hold for a little while due to the current conditions at the state level.
Yeah.
That is about it. Library project is underway. They began construction today or Friday? Dale?
Today.
Today, okay. So with that, we'll go to the trustees. Trustee Putnam, do you have anything tonight for us?
I have a couple things. I was informed by the town that starting in June, they will no longer have Casella as the garbage service at the dump. They will be having Hometown
Okay,
for their garbage now. And I had a couple complaints from people on my street about noise from one of the neighbors 2 houses down from me, in fact, and I can testify to that along with them. They're having excessive noise. Friday night, I went to bed. I could hear everything that their TV was talking about. And they're 2 houses down from me. I got up at 4:30 the next morning. I can still hear the TV 2 houses down from me. I have complaint from a couple of my neighbors saying, who's got that loud music or whatever it is going all night long? So I told them just call cops, that we do have in the codes that excessive noise ordinance. I mean, that's the best I could tell them.
okay, all right. That's probably the best advice anybody would give them. Is that right, Officer Roberts?
Absolutely.
And to fill out a concern complaint form if they want further action, you know.
Because, I mean,
Lots
this
of
has been going on now for over a week. So,
Have you seen people going in and out of the house?
oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
all right,
And they don't care. So,
okay.
With any complaint, we should really try to have a paper trail, because it gives me on any complaint, if I can handle it or not, if I'm addressed to handle it within the code or not. It gives us a paper trail, and a lot of people don't realize that hearsay doesn't hold up in court.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's a lot of situations are difficult unless people are willing to put their name on paper.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else, trustee Putnam?
Nope.
Okay, well, thank you. Trustee Van Riper? Looks like you stopped.
Yeah, I did. I'm back.
I was getting
Um,
car sick.
Yeah, me too. One thing that I had, just an idea, and it could be food for thought. That intersection right by the fire station, I believe James Street and I can't think of the cross
Manly?
street.
Manly?
Yeah,
Manly.
yes,
Yeah.
Manly. It's a two-way stop right now, and I almost feel like it should be a four-way stop.
Okay,
I don't know. I mean, it seems like it's increasingly become an issue, but I drive down those streets often. And over the course of the last 2 weeks or so, people have nearly hit me. And not only myself, but my girlfriend's father had an instance there. And we kind of all were talking about it. And I was like, man, that's an awful lot of instances in one little spot, because
yeah,
I think the people at the stop sign don't realize that the other direction doesn't have a stop sign as well. And so they'll see you coming, and even though they see you coming, they pull out anyway.
okay.
And then it's kind of like a hairy situation, and it's everybody's going slow, so it probably doesn't usually end up in an accident. It's one of those deals where you have to lock your brakes up in it, and it's it's just something that we could think about, maybe making a four-way stop. I feel like would make it just a little bit safer. I don't know.
Along those lines, I would ask the board to consider alternatives to our stop signage. I've had complaints from other streets that stops are routinely violated. That maybe we need some kind of bling, I guess you could say, to attract people to the stop itself.
Like maybe
but
a flashing light or something on top of the sign, or
that's one suggestion. Another suggestion is adopt a sign telling people to slow down. We couldn't change the legal signs, but we can add signage if that were,
Right.
an
Stop
option.
ahead.
The streets are kind of short to put stop ahead on, I think, don't you?
Yeah.
But
Well,
somehow
I mean, I know
draw
some of the ones.
attention.
Some of the ones I know are like Brunner Street. I see people just come up to the stop sign, look quick, and go. Just like they're driving a Herkimer.
Right, right.
There
My
might be
street, end of my street, they do that all the time.
Officer
That's
Roberts?
just a couple of them.
I would check into possible grants and maybe check with like the Village of Cooperstown and some other places, because I do know a lot of villages are coming up with these signs that have the red outlines around the octagon,
Right.
and they're solar powered or something like that. And
Yeah.
I think it came from a grant, and I'm not sure, but it might be something to check into.
Part of the problem is enforcement.
Absolutely.
We're gonna find that with anything we do in our village. We don't have the manpower people power to enforce some of these suggestions. A
Right.
stop sign is not a suggestion, of course, but
Right.
to be actually there when somebody violates, it's also difficult.
Also,
Well, it was my
we're
understanding years ago. My understanding years ago was the sheriff's department is supposed to patrol the villages. The state troopers really aren't supposed to be patrolling the villages.
Right, but even still, we have 9 villages for our very lightly staffed county sheriff's department.
Right.
And we alone have, how many roads do we have? 39, something like that.
Yeah, something around there.
That's about
7
right.
miles.
7 miles, okay, that's close enough.
It's 14 lane miles.
Okay, so that's, multiply that by 9.
Right.
'Cause, we're not the smallest village, but we're not the biggest.
Well, I think it's food for thought. I mean, we can look into different avenues and see what we can do.
Yeah.
I think the flashing might help, or maybe, I mean, I don't know if it's possible to make it a four-way stop or something like that. I think the issue that I've found is that not that the people aren't stopping, it's that they don't realize they think that they've been there for a minute and they see me coming, they assume I'm going to stop also, and
Okay,
then they go ahead and go. So it's like it's their turn to go, and then in reality, I don't even have a stop sign.
right,
It's pretty much the only four
Deliberately.
corners in the village without four-way stop.
Right. So maybe the alternative is deliberately label it, two-way stop on the stop sign. Not, how some of them say four-way, most
Right.
Yeah.
say four-way stop on the bottom, then you kind of know. That if this one, you're supposed to assume that it's a two-way because it doesn't say four-way. But maybe
Right.
deliberately label it and say two-way stop, then maybe people might take heed of that. I don't know.
that's a
Just
good idea
something to
too.
think about.
That'd be the
Something to think
simplest.
about.
Yeah, that's good to think about. And I'm glad we have our DPW on the line to hear these things and to offer his suggestions because he knows better than we do. Does that two-way stop have anything to do with the fire department? The firehouse right there?
It'd be more difficult to put a stop sign there because you'd end up putting it in their parking lot.
I don't mean location-wise. Does it have to do with the vehicles that come out of there, that it's not a stop?
No, I
Okay.
don't believe so because
Okay.
most of the time they go to Lake Street.
To go out that way? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
My opinion, if I could,
Yes, please.
with like the flashing on the stop signs and stuff, it might help. But since we've had the radar sign, and I've been watching that it's been well over a year now.
Mhm.
Even that doesn't seem to do it all that much. I mean, it slows the innocent.
Okay.
That's about all.
All
I
right.
mean, most other people tend to try to set a record.
With that
They do it on my
knowledge,
street all the time.
with that knowledge, should we be asking the state police to investigate those?
I tried that when we first got it, and what they wanted us to do was put a camera on it so they could go talk to people themselves.
Oh, okay.
Instead of I wanted to set up their own account so they could go
Right.
on there and see when the worst times were. And
Yeah.
I had the account set up, but they didn't really seem interested. They wanted to know exactly who and when.
All right.
I can imagine it's probably because they're pretty busy.
No doubt, no doubt. But that puts us in a big brother position. And we kind of want to go there.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think I would go that route.
Yeah. All right.
To jump on the whole signs wagon here, something our food for thought is we should be looking at putting signage up in front of the post office that's only 15-minute parking there. It states it right in our codes that's 15-minute parking in front of the post office, and there's never been signage there. I have
And
never ticketed for it because there is no signage.
And we can put that up, right? We don't need the permission of the
Correct.
state.
Because we are in charge of the sidewalks.
Okay. All right. So we'll put that on the list too, right, Joe?
Oh,
Joe-
I'm sorry,
Joe
I
Cohn?
didn't hear that. Can we put those signs up?
It
Yes.
should be.
We'll
I mean,
put-
I could talk to Jerry Morello too and reconfirm for you guys if you like.
Well, considering we weren't able to put up the no parking signs.
I think we can, because he said, I think we talked about this before, but I'll reconfirm with him.
Okay, please do.
All right, we'll put that on the list, Joe. It's not up top of the list. It's well up there, but we have to worry about the stop signs first. How are we
Gotcha.
coming on replacing stop signs and road name signs, street name signs?
Road name signs are not really a thing at the moment. It's a plan for this year we're gonna work
Okay.
on for sure.
Okay,
The stop signs, that's like on our list to get a hold of the guy like within the next week or so to get more stop signs.
all right, good. And those are
We're just-
replacing with new colors, right? The
Uh,
conforming colors.
The street signs, correct?
Yeah,
Yes. Yep.
okay.
Yep. That's a plan for this year. We'll work on the stop signs. A lot of stuff we're trying to get done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Still
right.
kind of behind.
Yeah, well, we're getting there. Appreciate your hard work.
Bricks look good.
Say that again, please?
The bricks on Main Street look good.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
Yeah.
just started that today, and I actually just started sweeping streets today too.
okay,
So.
good. All right, and then benches and garbage cans will come out as we get through the list, right?
Yeah, benches.
Great.
Benches should be out after the bricks are done. We
Yep.
have benches out in the park.
Great.
Yep.
All right, is there anything else from anybody else on this board tonight? All right, if there's nothing, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn
So moved.
in a second.
I will second.
All right, and a vote. I'm sure we know the outcome. Thank you, everybody.
Yes.
Oh.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Trustee Putnam,
Yes.
Trustee Van Riper,
Yes.
and Mayor Mosher.
Yes, thank you, everybody, for your attendance tonight. Go out and be safe.
You too.
Awesome.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.